Now, with Carlos Sainz still not secured an F1 seat for 2025, many teams would do anything to sign the 29-year-old Spaniard, especially after recent rumours that an ultimatum was given to him which might speed things up. Such a talented driver will not be without a team for long. However, will Sainz make the right decision, or will he end up in a below-average team, thus ruining his chances of an F1 title as he enters his prime years? Audi is gearing up to enter Formula 1 in 2026, joining the stake F1 team with new regulations for engines and chassis. Coming from a successful background in motorsports like Formula E, WEC and Rally, Audi wants to add the F1 Championship to its achievements. And while the team's current drivers are Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu, their contracts end this year. And with 12 other drivers facing the same situation, their future with the team is uncertain. In 2023, Alfa Romeo struggled, finishing 9th in the constructors' standings with Bottas contributing 10 points and Zhou adding 6. Bottas, nearing 35, seems to have lost some of his previous form, while Zhou, in his third F1 season, seems to rely on sponsorship, and there's talk that Zhou's seat could have been at risk for Théo Pourchaire due to sponsorship payment delays. With Audi's entry into F1 approaching, they're considering their future driver lineup. Nico Hülkenberg is interested in joining a German manufacturer, and rumours of Esteban Ocon have circulated. However, Carlos Sainz remains a strong candidate, especially his potential availability in 2024 after Hamilton's move to Ferrari, and Sainz's father confirmed discussions between him and Audi. Audi is always a guarantee of success. After all, I know how seriously they take every project. We all know that Formula 1 is a special world, and I have a lot of respect for Audi, explains Carlos Sainz Sr. I know very well what the famous German mentality means in practice, both the good sides and the not so good sides. But we must just have a lot of respect for the Volkswagen Group, with Audi being part of it, continues the rally driver. In my opinion, it's only a matter of time before they succeed in F1. I don't have a crystal ball, but at the moment Audi decides to enter F1, they already inspire a lot of respect in me. Of course, it makes sense for Carlos to talk about what Audi can achieve, especially since I'm a member of the Audi family, stated the latest Dakar winner. But where could he go? If we want to speculate as of now about Carlos Sainz's options, there are quite a few possibilities. One option is a swap to Mercedes, forming a strong pairing with George Russell. However, this seems unlikely as Toto Wolff has plenty of options within his team's network. Mercedes will need a new driver due to Hamilton's impending exit, but they have their sights set on a teenage starlet, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, for the long term. If Antonelli isn't ready by 2025, Mercedes prefers a short-term option, a role Sainz may not accept. Another possibility is a return to Red Bull to join Max Verstappen, with whom Sainz shared a Toro Rosso garage during their debut F1 season in 2015. However, history shows that Max was favoured over Carlos when it came to promoting one of the Red Bull young guns to the senior cockpit alongside Daniel Ricciardo. Red Bull has yet to decide on replacing Sergio Perez and may give him until the summer break to prove himself. Aston Martin could be an option for Sainz, but only if Fernando Alonso departs, which isn't guaranteed. With Ferrari ruled out after 2024, these two teams are among the top options available to Sainz. Nevertheless, the chances of either happening seem slim, but in F1, you never know what might transpire. So what about Audi, the team we talked about earlier? A while ago, Carlos Sainz engaged in discussions with Audi, and he apparently was their top driver target. However, recent impressive performances have attracted interest from other top teams, so Audi acted on it. Concerned about potentially losing Sainz to one of these new suitors, and according to Auto Motor und Sport in Germany, they presented Sainz with an offer and given him until mid-April to decide. Audi is hoping Sainz will accept their offer amid uncertainty about interest from other teams. While Sauber has indicated a place for him, they finished 9th in the Constructors' Championship last year, and Sainz desires to compete for race wins. However, it may take some time for Audi to become competitive, whereas other established teams can offer a more competitive package sooner. And as of right now, Sainz isn't the top target for any of these teams, risking missing out on a seat altogether. Sainz made his F1 debut in 2015, but has never been rated this highly as he's the only non-Red Bull race winner in the last 18 months, after winning the 2023 Singapore Grand Prix and the Australian Grand Prix earlier this season. And he's also outperforming Charles Leclerc at Ferrari this season, and along with Alonso, is the best driver without a contract for next year. I'm talking to a few teams because that's what my management team and myself should do when I don't have a job for next year yet. So we're talking to pretty much all of them, said Sainz. It's just a matter of obviously going more into detail and seeing the more realistic options and what are the best options for me and for my future, which I don't have any news for you or nothing to say here. The only thing I would say is that, obviously it's time now to speed up a bit everything, and hopefully we can get it sorted sooner rather than later. With the clock ticking, Carlos Sainz finds himself at a crucial juncture in his career. As he enters his prime, he must prioritize making the best choice for his future while also selecting the right team. His departure from Ferrari wasn't entirely his decision, following a trend at the Maranello team of announcing a driver's departure with a year left on their contract, similar to what happened with Sebastian Vettel in 2020. However, unlike Vettel, Sainz has some time to plan his next move, although it remains uncertain if Audi is indeed his ultimate destination or just speculation. The uncertainty surrounding Sainz's future with another top team is palpable. Despite his 3-year tenure as a key driver for a competitive team, his overall impact on the sport might not have met his expectations. While he has shown flashes of brilliance with remarkable performances and composure, his inconsistency and tendency to make errors could potentially hinder his chances of securing a lead role in a top team. Meanwhile, the Sauber team, set to transition into Audi in 2026, is enduring a challenging season, marked by race-disrupting pit stop issues and firmly entrenched in the lower midfield battle. And despite their current struggles, the long-term potential of the Audi project is attracting drivers who are willing to play the waiting game. Sainz's Audi move could become a reality faster, especially because Aston Martin want to let Alonso go due to his volatile character, and this would change things a lot for Sainz, who will now have a project like Aston Martin to add to his options, especially if Aramco acquire full ownership of the team, which would then mean that they can also hire good engineers like Adrian Newey, for example. For drivers like Sainz, there's a tempting opportunity to shape Audi's future and secure a generous salary during the transition from Sauber, and this makes Audi an attractive option for top team drivers at risk of losing their seat and ambitious midfield drivers seeking upward mobility. However, Audi poses a risk for drivers like Sainz, unless they prioritize financial gain over competitive prospects. In contrast, teams like Aston Martin may offer better development opportunities. For drivers stuck in the lower midfield, such as Albon, a move to Audi could bring quicker competitiveness, compared to the time it might take for teams like Williams or Alpine to progress, and while Alpine faces challenges as a works team, transitioning to a different manufacturer like Audi could be a strategic move. However, for drivers in the top 5 teams, the risks of joining Audi may outweigh potential benefits, leading Sainz to explore other options. Sainz faces a tough decision. While Audi might seem appealing due to his father's connections, their plans may already be finalized. Mercedes has numerous potential candidates to replace Hamilton, and a return to Red Bull seems unlikely given their history. McLaren seems satisfied with their current lineup, leaving Sainz with limited options in Formula 1. The 2025 driver market will be extremely interesting and is shaping up to be one of the most important ones in decades, not only for Carlos Sainz, but for other drivers as well. But one thing is for certain, no matter where Sainz will end up, that team will be getting an amazing driver in their prime, and it's only appropriate that they give him a good card to be able to compete at the highest level. If Sainz does end up going to Audi, I believe that it will only be because they've shown him something that no one else knows, and that basically in Audi, we're immediately getting a potential title candidate starting 2026 when the new regulations set place. But let's wait and see, because no team has come on the grid and immediately made a huge difference. So, do you think Sainz will end up at Audi after this ultimatum? Let us know down in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.